One of Spokane's top cops calls it a day. Well, the former acting interim chief of police has officially retired from the force today. The city announcing it's negotiated a settlement with Scott Stevens, agreeing to pay him $190,000. KXLY4's Jeff Humphrey joins us now live tonight. And Jeff, Stevens essentially grew up in the department.
Nadine, Scott Stevens spent almost his entire adult life working for the Spokane Police Department. He advanced from rookie to acting chief, and along the way brought a measured, effective response to a variety of crime problems. However, as a new mayor demanded a major overhaul from within the department, Stevens would not survive the changes.
I'm naming Major Scott Stevens to serve as Spokane's interim police chief. We will continue with the national search, however, for a permanent chief, but Scott is the right choice to lead the department today.
It was one of the first official acts of Mayor David Condon's first day in office. Scott Stevens was told he could apply for the permanent chief's position, but later informed he wasn't qualified for the post. Even after Police Chief Frank Straub was sworn in, Stevens stayed on in the number 2 position, but then in December, as Straub reorganized his command staff, Stevens was told he was being demoted. The assistant chief vented his frustration to a fellow officer who told superiors Stevens might go postal. Stevens was placed on administrative leave and his mental stability evaluated by a psychologist.
The test results all came back positive and favorable, as we knew they would, because this story that was crafted and spun was completely fabricated.
But by then, the damage was done to Stevens' reputation. Last week, Stevens filed this $750,000 claim against the city for wrongful termination, and earlier this week, the city settled for $190,000.
We were able to settle with the assistant chief, Scott Stevens, and to thank him for his service to the city, but also to separate and have a settlement that I believe is fair to all. And at this point, we'll be going to the city council for their confirmation.
And while $190,000 sounds like an awful lot of money, that actually equates about to 1 year's severance pay, including benefits, at an assistant chief's pay grade, and that is what Scott Stevens is retiring at.
Well, Jeff, what do other officers in the department say about all this?
Well, I've spoken with a number of officers who said we actually needed this change in leadership among the top brass in the police department, but more significantly, the majority of officers I've talked with, including some pretty hardcore major crimes detectives, they all say that Frank Straub is taking the department in the right direction.